Hello everyone, my name is Danish Buns, and welcome to another episode of How Not to Play DayZ. My name is Danish Buns. I think I already said that. Some of you may be wondering, Danish, where are you right now? What are you doing over here? This is not where you were last time. Also, why is it that when you click your inventory, it's practically empty? Well, I have a quite horrific story that I'm going to tell you, and if you're not cringing by the end of this story, then I haven't done my job right. The things I'm going to say before I start telling the story is, A, I get really nervous during certain points of this game, and got really nervous during the last episode of DayZ at the very end. 2, when I get nervous, I freeze up and make a lot of mistakes. So here's essentially what happened as I head in this direction. I'm actually in Kamenka. So here's what happened. I was playing the game, and I had reached that radio tower, or that military tower, whatever the heck that tower was. And there were zombies absolutely everywhere, and I was having a little bit of a panic attack. So what I decided to do was, you know what, I'm going to end the video. I had done it for the allotted amount of time that I wanted to do it for, so I was just going to end the video and move on. What I did after I ended the video was I did not actually abort the game and log off Arma 2. No, instead, in my panicking state, I actually alt-tabbed out of the game and then decided, you know what, I really want a sandwich. So I went downstairs, grabbed a sandwich, came back, and then I ended up playing Darksiders for an hour or two. And then, you know, I was just relaxing, living life. And then about 4 to 5 hours later, I looked at my tabs bar on my computer and noticed that, what, Arma 2 was open. So then I clicked on it, and I saw the beautiful "You Are Dead" screen. So essentially, I'm a big ups failure. I apologize. I really do apologize for that. I know it's going to sound strange, but that was completely unintentional. Alright. But I think I have an objective now. I have something that I really want to do, and what I want to do is actually try and get a vehicle, try and get something running, because I think that this is very important. A lot of people don't actually know how to use vehicles, or maybe not how to use vehicles, but how to get them running, how to get them working. And this is really important, right? Because we need to be able to use vehicles, especially if we want to, you know, actually be able to do something useful and move around really quickly. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to remember, in this area, there's actually a bicycle. And I cannot remember for the life of me where this bicycle is. But you can actually ride bicycles. You can ride them around and genuinely have a great time. And bicycles, they're pretty useful. They, of course, speed up your travel time dramatically, something that is useful, especially if you're heading inland. If you're heading inland, then you really want to make sure you take advantage of these things because they are incredibly beneficial. Alright, I don't think it's here. It should be behind here, in between the tracks and the road, and I do not see it. So that's no bike. That bike is a no-go. Sort of disappointed there, but we'll move on. Now, the great thing about vehicles, I should probably go through actually all the vehicles that we can actually use. So a bicycle would be considered a vehicle, I guess. You don't really have to do repairs to it, you can just ride it. But we have a lot of land vehicles that we can actually take advantage of. Several military vehicles, such as pickup trucks and military transport trucks. We can also repair military off-road vehicles, ATVs, that sort of thing. We also have motorcycles, vans, buses, and civilian cars. Now, of course, each of these vehicles vehicles rather, has their own unique aspect to them. Some of them can be very fast, some of them can maneuver very nicely, and some of them are just monster and can run through anything and everything. Now, the thing about some of the bigger vehicles that I find really enjoyable, I guess would be the term, is the fact that these larger vehicles actually are very difficult to roll over and simply maneuver incorrectly, ending up in your death. With stuff like the ATVs and some of the smaller vehicles, if you roll those things over, you can't access the vehicle after that vehicle's been rolled. So you really end up losing a vehicle, and that's not very good. You want to be able to maintain those vehicles and use them for a long period of time. And the great thing about vehicles is that you can actually use them as storage containers. So if you find a vehicle, you can actually store your stuff on that vehicle. Well, on it wouldn't be very efficient, but inside the vehicle you can store it. And storing your stuff inside the vehicle allows you to move around, bring stuff around with you, similar to that of a tent. Uh-oh. I think this is the first time I've seen another player. Oh my gosh. Let's just watch this guy slowly die. Oh. Okay, well this is awkward. I don't really want to go in and help this guy. I'd rather him get nommed on. Oh my goodness. I guess it's my lucky day. I really hope it's this guy's bike. I'm stealing your bike, bro. Go, go, go! Ride the bicycles! And here we have it, a bike. And now you can clearly see you can move really quickly on these sort of things. Of course, it doesn't require any sort of fuel or anything like that. Turning is pretty easy as well. You can use your mouse or the arrow keys. Arrow keys, of course, turn you more sharply. Just be wary of going over large bumps and stuff like that because you don't want to fall over. Alright, so I feel sort of bad. I feel like I just stole this dude's bike. And he's just over there dying. Nah, who am I kidding? I don't feel bad at all. Another thing I should definitely say... Whoops, was that my Facebook? That was awkward. Another thing I should definitely say is that you can actually save an old bike. Now, what does that mean? You can actually take this old bike and save it to the map that you're actually in, so that if you leave and decide to come back to the exact same server, that bike will remain there as long as no one has stolen it. Which is pretty cool, and especially very useful if you have a larger vehicle. Now, when you have a larger vehicle, of course, you can store stuff in it, so saving your vehicle is really, really important. Now, what I'm trying to think is if I should just bike straight through this city, like Lance Armstrong, man up. Should I do it? Battle of the things. That makes no sense. I think I'm going to. I think I'm going to do it because we need to get to a car. Now, I do believe there's a car at the Balota airstrip. I'm not sure if it's civilian, but there are vehicles at the Balota airstrip. So we're going to head over that way. And I'm just going to bike through the zombies. I'm just going to go top speed. They can't hit me. Of course, beware. Zombies can knock you off these things. I don't know. Can a zombie run this quickly? We're about to test this out. We're about to test this out. Here we go. Ride the bikes! Oh, my quads are going to be amazing after this. Of course, incredibly visible and very loud. Also, make sure that you're aware of enemy players because they can see this coming from a mile away. And off the jump! Mad air. Mad air. Can't catch me, zombies. I'm too quick for you. Alrighty, it looks like we made it nicely past Kamenka. Or is it Kamenko? Kamenko or Kamenka? No, nothing like that. It's Komarov. Whoops. And we're going to head over to Balota. One thing, guys, I should definitely mention this. Oh, gosh. I'm stuck in a bush. Awkward. One thing I should definitely mention, guys, there is a great interactive map that you can look up on the internet. I use DayzDB. So that's D-A-Y-Z DB. My gosh, these bushes are everywhere. And this map has a, this interactive map has a lot of useful stuff. I'm talking way too quickly while riding a bike. It has a lot of useful stuff that you can check out. It has all the spawning areas of equipment and items. I'm slowing down because I have no idea what city this... Oh, it's Balota. What was I saying? Oh, it's a great map because it has all the different areas that you can actually check out if you're a player who wants to discover things, or not discover things, but skip the discovery part and actually just go on to finding things quickly and efficiently. So you can find little cursors that will tell you exactly where all the certain areas of the map are. So I'm actually just going to check this warehouse out because it has some useful industrial stuff. And what this interactive map actually does is it provides the descriptions of the areas where equipment is actually stored. Now, these descriptions actually tell you what you're going to find in these areas. Not specifically, but they will tell you whether they are residential, farm, military, industrial, etc., etc. Now, what this does is it actually allows you to figure out where to go when you need to find specific items. So, of course, going to a residential area, you're definitely going to find a lot of the tool items, such as matches, food, water, drinks, etc., etc. Your essential stuff for survival. Now, you're going to find these in the residential areas, but what you're not going to find generally in the residential areas is weaponry. That's going to be a lot harder to find. Of course, if you go to a military area, you're going to find a lot more bandages, blood packs, stuff like that. Zombie is just chilling. So military areas are generally pretty sweet for weapons and essentially preparing for survival. You then have the industrial areas. The industrial areas can, I guess, be considered some of the more useless areas. I don't like that zombie. I have no weapons. That's my issue. These industrial areas are more useful for building and preparing vehicles, and building and preparing other vehicles than cars. You don't just build cars, right? You can actually repair helicopters. Some of you may be confused by that. Of course, you need a couple different parts for rebuilding helicopters. You're going to need rotary blades and stuff like that, which you can actually find in Cherno. That was actually the first thing I ever found when I started playing this game, and I wondered, could I make some sort of really sick chainsaw? Unfortunately, I couldn't. Uh-oh, did I lose my bike? That would be super awkward if I did. Bikey! Where the heck did I park my bike? I saved it, right? Oh, goodness gracious. It's gotta be here. It's gotta be... I didn't lose it, did I? Well, that would be incredibly embarrassing. No, I can't. I can't lose it. This is me in real life, by the way. I lose my bike like every other day. It's a freaking bird. I'm so lost. I'm so lost. Mainly 'cause I lost my bike, and now I can't ride through this map super quickly. Why am I singing? That was totally off key. Now, what? Well, did I lose my only method of... Oh, there we go! Found you! That was scary. I got scared for a second there. I got scared for a second there. I really like my bike. Now this is an old bike. My goodness, these guys just attracting zombies all over the place. What are you doing? I need to ride through. Actually, I should probably head that way. But I don't know if this guy has any sort of weapons. I'm just gonna wait for a little thing to say, "This man has died." All right. We ride for Lordaeron!